All right, let's jump right in. Imagine you're trying to tackle a massive nationwide problem like loneliness and disconnection, but your main tool is an app that's smaller than a single photo from your phone. Sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, today we're looking at a project called RBA, or Radio Brasil Artes, that's doing exactly that. And it's proving that sometimes the biggest solutions come in the absolute smallest packages.
So, to really get why RBA even needs to exist, you first have to understand this huge paradox happening in Brazil. On the one hand, you've got one of the richest, most vibrant cultures in the world. I mean, bossa nova, frevo, this incredible universe of music and art. But on the other hand, you have millions and millions of people who are totally isolated, cut off by a massive digital divide, really poor connectivity, and just plain old social loneliness. So the question becomes, how do you get all that beautiful culture to the people who need it the most?
And the answer, as it turns out, wasn't just to build another app and throw it on the App Store. No, the creators knew they needed something different. They needed a purpose-built digital ecosystem, something designed from the ground up to bridge that specific gap. And this is it, RBA, Radio Brasil Artes. It's a digital ecosystem, sure, but it was developed by Paulo Salomão and IArtium Technology with a mission that's so much more than just code. Their goal is to fight social isolation by using technology as a vehicle for care. It's technology with a purpose, with a real heartbeat. Okay, but that brings up a massive technical challenge, right? How do you actually reach everyone? And we're not talking about folks in the big cities with the latest iPhones. We're talking about people with much older, less powerful phones, dealing with spotty internet signals out in what they call Brasil Profundo, the deep, often forgotten parts of the country. The answer is this really cool software philosophy they came up with called Performance Nativa Extrema, or Extreme Native Performance. The whole idea is to completely reject the heavy, clunky, one-size-fits-all frameworks that most modern apps use. See, those frameworks are like a slow translator between the app and the phone's operating system. RPA gets rid of the translator. By using 100% native code, it speaks the phone's language directly. It's like building a super light, incredibly fast race car instead of a big, heavy SUV. And here's what that actually means in practice. The app is built completely in native Java, which makes it just ridiculously efficient. It's specifically designed to work on phones with very little memory or processing power. It stays stable on slow 3G networks, and get this, even on ancient edge networks. And here's the really clever part. All the new content, the music, the programs, it all updates from the server. You never have to download a huge data-hungry app update. It just works. And all of that incredible engineering, all that brilliant thinking, it boils down to this one number. The number that makes everything else possible. The entire RBA app installer is just 5.1 megabytes. I mean, that is just astonishingly small. It's the key that unlocks this entire project. And that one tiny number creates this incredible chain reaction, this path to inclusion. It starts with that extreme efficiency, the 5.1 megabytes. Because it's so small, it can run on pretty much any device, new or old. And because it's so efficient, it stays stable on the absolute slowest networks. And that stability on those networks, that's how you finally reach the people who have been left behind. But listen, the technology is only half the story. It's just the tool. The ultimate goal, the real reason this project exists, is right here. It's about using that amazing tech as a vehicle of care to fight back against what so many are calling the epidemic of loneliness and depression. This isn't just about getting people online. It's about genuine human connection. So what do people actually get inside this tiny little app? Well, it's built on 4 main pillars. First, there's cultural rescue, bringing back timeless music like bossa nova to spark memories and reinforce identity. Next, there's mental health, with actual guidance from therapists. The third pillar is legal education, helping people understand their rights as citizens. And finally, public utility, stuff like health bulletins and the official government broadcast. It's really a whole package for well-being. And this just brings the whole mission into crystal clear focus. Who is this really for? It's for elderly folks living alone. It's for workers in rural areas who might only get a signal on one corner of their farm. It's for people living in the massive urban peripheries. And it's even for Brazilians living all over the world who are just looking for a little taste of home. You know, this lean and efficient approach also makes the project a brilliant model for social investment. Because it's so light, it has incredibly high scalability. The cost to maintain each new user is next to nothing, which means it can grow massively. It's also fully ESG compliant, hitting United Nations goals for health and reducing inequalities. And it's not just a nice idea. It has a clear, defined roadmap for the future. And here's a little peek at that road ahead. They're planning an iOS version, also built totally natively, this time in Swift, for 2026. Later that year, they want to integrate telehealth guidance systems. And by 2027, they're aiming to form major partnerships with state governments. This is a project that's built to last and built to grow. So we'll end on this thought. We live in a world that's obsessed with bigger, more complicated, more data-hungry apps every single day. RBA comes along and asks this really powerful question. Could it be that the future of real, genuine human connection is actually smaller, more efficient, and more focused on reaching everybody, not just the people with the best phones and the fastest internet? It's definitely something to think about.